I did something bad.
I'm not talking about that.
You kill Sonic Spinball?
Damn. It's Sonic Funball.
Play Sonic 2.
Oh, Sonic 2 is good.
People don't like that game.
Why? That game's
like the best one.
Sonic Spinball, I mean.
Oh, that's fine.
I like that game.
I mean, it was a money grab, but it was a fun one.
That's fine.
All right. So we are live. We have Jeff, Scott, and Robert from Good Morning Comrade. Good morning, comrades. It's the evening. And we are streaming some of the results from the election. While Robert plays, what are you playing now, Robert?
Sonic 2.
Playing Sonic 2. Scott, what are you playing?
Grand Theft Auto Online.
Grand Theft Auto. Oh shit! That game.
Dude,
I thought the game was on woke.
Fuck that game. It's not even about being on woke. That game's pay to win like a motherfucker.
Really? Anything. I didn't know that.
It's really bad.
I don't pay anything, but I win all the time.
That's good. I like I play the Grand Theft Horse a lot. The Red Dead.
Yeah, I put that down. The online wasn't as interesting to me.
I actually like it better because there's fewer people on there, so it feels more realistic. I know it's stupid to say.
Yeah, it's like when GTA Online was like early, where it just hasn't really figured out the fun stuff yet.
That's true. No, it's true, and it's like that's the thing. That's the problem is GTA Online can go anywhere where Red Dead can't. So that's always going to be its problem. But I mean, I'm just a sucker for cowboy shit. So
there you go. We got a cowboy over here. Anyway, we are checking out some of the election results as they come in. We have big heartbreaker here. Charles Booker unable to unseat fucking Amy McGrath.
Well,
that sucked because she's CIA.
Yeah, that's a win for Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, so McConnell kick her ass.
Yeah.
So let's see. In the 4th congressional district, Thomas Massey over Todd McGurty. I don't know these people. Yvette Clark in New York congressional district primary. In the 11th, Nicole Malliotakis. Is that a Greek name? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But she's rolling over this guy called Herrera. But the big news tonight, we have a tight one here in the 12th. We have 44-38 with 1% reporting, Carol Maloney and Suraj Patel. Do you know anything about that race, Robert?
No. Okay. Honestly, I am out of electoral politics, to be honest.
That's fair.
Like,
but AOC
in them streets.
AOC absolutely ass whooping on Michelle Caruso Cabrera and all other comers with 72.8%. Why would anybody ever run against AOC in New York's 14th?
Why would anybody ever run against the guy she beat? I just can't think right now because I'm trying to collect all these rings.
Yeah. Well, get them rings, man. That's what's important.
Yeah.
But what an ass whoop. Like, what an absolute just ass whoop.
Thomas Crowley? No?
Yeah, Crowley.
Thank you. Not Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley. Aleister Black.
Aleister Black. Aleister
yeah.
Crowley.
But that is an absolute just like that just shows how serious AOC is in the 12th and the 14th district in New York City.
Yeah, they want her gone bad.
They do, but guess what? They can't do anything about it.
Yeah, Democratic Party wants.
So apparently, Caruso Cabrera is a former CNBC anchor. Which
okay.
Maria Bartiromo put her up to her.
What is the the race out? Honestly, it's Booker and McGrath. I have been kind of following.
Yeah.
To where like it's supposed to be super tight. So like, what's the percentage reporting right now?
48%. And,
that's Dunzo.
Yeah, McGrath is up 7 points.
Yeah, that's Dunzo.
There is a guy Mike Breuer, who is kind of slumming it up with 6.6, and there's a bunch of down ballot people as well.
It just sucks because like that's a little bit left of Trump is like not going to like cut it in this culture.
That's a L. Even if she wins and she could unseat McConnell, that would.
That's not happening. Just don't even talk about that.
If she could, like hypothetically, the idea that somebody who sucks like McGrath, would replace McConnell, if she could do it, would be good. The problem
sure, but she can't.
She can't do it. Like there's no there's no reason to vote for like Republican light over just like the absolute uncut raw fucking like just shoot it into my veins shit that McConnell provides. You know, I was saying this to a friend earlier, but like McConnell and like just throw Trump out of everything. You don't even worry about Trump. We have McConnell and fucking like John Roberts are the two most dangerous people in America right now. Right. They can essentially set the rails for what is like even attainable in the U.S. You know what I mean? The Supreme Court could just say, well, you know, fuck this, you know, fuck whatever you pass through here, you know, and McConnell can just make it so impossible to get anything even through Congress. So like beating McConnell is definitely a priority. But like Amy McGrath ain't gonna fucking do it. It ain't gonna do it.
I just don't understand these candidates like that. Just these like, I have to. I don't know. I'm just cynical, and I'm always like, oh, but I'm always looking for the angle, the edge. But it's like I just don't understand these candidates that are just zombie candidates like this. Yeah. Like they don't like anybody and their mothers tell you like third way is not going to work. Like third way is dead as a political theory.
Yeah.
Like it's dead. And so that you would come into like 2020 with third way anything, you're just put up to lose.
Even when it was alive, like what did it get us? You know?
Well, I mean, that's not even, I don't even talk about that's it got third way people a lot, you know.
It got them a lot, but what did it get working
nothing,
in America? It got them a kick in the ass. It got the fucking crime bill. It got like welfare reform. It got all these fucking horrible things that screwed over workers in America forever. Right? Maybe not forever. Maybe that's too far. But like it sort of it disillusioned not just like the Gen Xers. It then disillusioned millennials and now these Zoomers who are just completely either they don't vote because they don't think it's going to do anything for them, which I mean, I don't necessarily agree that you shouldn't vote or whatever, but like I understand how you can come to that conclusion because it seems like things are hopeless, right?
Right.
Or on the other hand, like a bunch of grifters in the middle. Like that's just what everything kind of came. And there's no real alternative. Like the difference between Mitch McConnell or you know what? It doesn't even have to be Mitch McConnell. If you have just like regular like pull the slot machine random Republican and Amy McGrath, like what's the fucking difference, right?
There's none.
There is none. But there's this like Schumer and Pelosi and like whoever's in charge of the, you know, DSCC and the DCCC, you know, they always have this idea of like, well, you know what people really want right now? More of the same. You know?
But do you know what I'm saying though? I don't think they believe that.
That's all they got.
But they don't believe that themselves. I think it's a plot to be like, oh, if my opposition's so bad and I just run and I'm the only choice, then I'm all you got to vote for.
Right. No. Yeah, no. I understand what they're trying to do here. I understand what they think that they're doing. Right. I just don't think like I think that they're more bullish on what is possible from that approach than is actually real. If that makes any sense.
It does, but I just think it's more sinister. I think it's just a way not to have to govern.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's part of it too, isn't it? Like it's a way to abdicate, an excuse to abdicate.
Right.
I think we're on the same page for this.
I don't think they're dumb. I think
No. Like if they were dumb, like even if you're fucking stupid, you know, like I am, like you can at least figure out when you're not doing anything to help yourself or to help the thing that you're trying to do. Like it's a much different thing than dumb.
Yeah.
Like there's a conscious effort to try and like get these losers like Amy McGrath, or I mean on a local level. I mean.
Yeah,
like Tammy Savoy, you know, she's basically our Amy McGrath.
I mean, the thing they're trying to do is just wear lanyards, wear congressional pins, and go to open bars. Like that's their platform.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I like open
Yeah.
bars. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, lanyards
That's
and
what they're
pins are
trying
for
to do.
losers, but like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Open all bars except, but only after quarantine.
Speaking of bars being closed, though, this is very important, and we should definitely take this very seriously, especially for the folks that are most directly impacted, Al, etc. P-Rogues closed. I fucking hate it. Like, this is horrible news.
Wait,
Forever?
whoa! Did I just signed a thing about P-Rogues want to be a co-op? What the fuck? What? Wait a minute.
So Amber, so here's great news, and we should definitely, if people are watching, we should definitely get folks to fill this out. But Amber from P-Rogues, one of the great bartenders there, and P-Rogues, by the way, people don't know, is one of the great bars in the. It's on Bayou and
Broad,
or was, and there was that it was kind of the spot for a lot of DSA folks in New Orleans. We would kind of like hang out. It's a really kind of cool neighborhood, that kind of stuff. And when coronavirus happened, you know, bars all closed and nobody does any cool, fun shit anymore because you don't want to transfer this horrible virus. And so, unfortunately, Al, who's the owner of P-Rogues, had to, you know, basically shut it down. I learned about this in the past, like, 24 hours. And since then, Amber, who was one of the bartenders there, was putting out a Facebook forum, like an inquiry of what a bar co-op sort of situation would look like in the area. And I love that idea. And if that's like the next steps for what like a P-Rogues kind of situation would look like, I love it.
This would indicate it's some sort of public house.
Yes. That's a salon, so even.
I don't know if anything like that has ever been looked into before.
That's so stupid.
A salon?
No, a public house, but Scott's trying to be funny.
Which he's saying, like, this is well-tread ground.
Yeah.
I like the idea of at least playing with the idea. Whether or not it's actually feasible in like the culture and like context that we have, I don't know. But I think keeping that flame alive is kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, you just make it. I mean, that's what you like. Even from a marketing perspective, that's what you call it, like a public house.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do a co-op even if it is a co-op. You know.
Yeah.
You rebrand the co-op.
Whoa. So back to Return.
You'll be on my level once you watch Mad Men like 10 times.
So basically the same as always.
Yeah.
To get back to returns, AOC just dropping the hammer on a bunch of these losers. Love to see that shit. Michelle Cruz Cabrera, who is it's funny the description that the Times has. This is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's first re-election campaign, and she drew a well-financed challenger in Michelle Caruso Cabrera, a former CNBC anchor.
I remember her. I can see her in my head now. Yeah. I know she looks like.
AOC took the challenge seriously enough that she paid for a late attack ad calling her opponent a former Republican. I mean, like, calling her a former Republican is kind of nice when she's currently a Republican, don't you think?
No, 100%.
And then the other one that we should probably focus on tonight is Jamal Bowman, absolutely rolling that loser, Elliot Engel, who was backed by Hillary Clinton. Loser. I love it. Elliot Engel faces one of the stiffest challenges of his decades-long career. Jamal Bowman rides a wave of progressive support. Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi lined up behind Mr. Engel while Elizabeth Warren backed Mr. Bowman. So, like, this is a rebuke of Clinton, Schumer, and Pelosi. Bam! Right in their fucking ass.
Yeah. And that goes back to what... Oh, my God, I just died. That goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like, look at the Democratic Party and look where they spend their money. Like, look where their backing goes. The complete dickheads.
And like,
So it's like-
Engel's been in Congress for longer than we've been alive. Like probably longer than
So
any of us
awful.
have been alive. And he is just getting leathered by like a real New Yorker. I mean, Jamal Bone is a real New York guy. So I mean, there you go.
Hey, I'm walking over here.
Yeah, he's walking all over Elliot Engel over here.
Oh,
I don't know. I love it.
I love the New York
Yikes.
Knicks over here.
That's a great New York accent.
So how do we get these? I guess the question becomes, how do we get the wins in places that aren't New York?
Honestly, I wouldn't worry about that. Like you use the population centers as a launching pad. We got to dominate those places first, and then we can spread out from there. Won't worry about that much. I mean, I know what you're saying though. Like every race matters. Like Booker's really like tearing me up tonight. Like that shit's really fucked
That
up.
sucks.
Because I just I just had like the pipe dream of like, oh, like he could beat Mitch McConnell, but
He could
maybe
have.
not. I guess.
I mean,
Shit.
well, I mean, I'm sure that no matter,
I mean, with all the kids in the street in Louisville, like I'm watching every
Yeah.
single night. I'm just like, man, I'm like, this could happen,
mhm.
but it can't.
Have you been out lately?
No, but I'm planning on going out Saturday.
What's Saturday?
Whatchamacallit's doing something. The Orleans Parish Prison abolish.
OPPRC, yeah,
Yeah, everything, abolish it all.
Prison Reform Coalition.
We went to Aaron and I went to the waste union workers rally, and
Yeah.
we did a little march down to the guy who owns City Waste or whatever.
How was the crowd out there that night?
It was good for like a random Saturday afternoon. I would say there's a couple hundred people there, and they dropped off their petition at like his house for PPE and better pay. And it was a good time with Tad Ball. We got our picture taken by Opposition Research, who were definitely out there trying to more than likely dox people.
Oh, fun!
Cool, man.
I mean, that's old news for you. I mean,
Pretty much.
being doxxed. I mean, that ain't shit.
It's really not.
Now, when you were out there, like the workers were the one that were running the show.
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
Completely workers. Yeah, I mean, they brought up a lot of good points about how, I think I say bring up a lot of good points. Like, what's really crazy to me is how intersectional everything's gotten. It's the stuff that we would like harp on all the time as DSA members. Be like, man, like all this shit, race and class and capital, it all intersects.
Yeah,
And it seems like everybody's getting it. Everybody's like, why does this motherfucker like? Why does he get to make money off of our backs? It's fine. I was trying to think of one of the speakers said it's fine to make a profit, but this guy's literally living in a plantation house while his workers can't get hazard pay and PPE.
Oh, get his ass.
Seems like some kind of metaphor.
I know. It did. The house looked fucking crazy. Yeah, I've never been this, I say it all the time, say it every day. I've never been this hopeful before.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, man.
Things are actually going to get done because it's like all the old tricks aren't working, like trying to divide the leadership of these movements against themselves. The old outside agitators meme, the old like, oh, you're letting white kids up in here. Like, no, everybody's in there together. Everybody, like, you talk to the most like street person you can find, they like understand, like, yeah, race and capital are tied together, and we can't defeat one. Like, we have to defeat them all. The defund and abolish the police movement. It's like, I know I'm kind of wandering because I'm playing the hedgehog at the same time, but I think what didn't get counted on by a lot of these counter-revolutionaries and reactionaries was like, oh, okay, so black people are going to riot because they're being murdered. Okay, but we'll be able to be like, oh, look at these black people like burning shit up. I don't think people counted on, the cops, reactionaries, racist, boogaloo boys, whatever the fuck. I don't think they counted on people saying, yeah, it's fine, they should burn shit up. I don't think they counted on all these white kids coming out and like supporting people, like putting their lives on the line in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really fucking up it's really putting our solidarity that we're having right now across racial and economic lines is really putting a damper in it's really putting a wrench in their plans. They can't use the same old playbook to try to quell these uprisings that they used
beautiful.
to.
It's beautiful. I love it. It's fantastic.
Really feel that.
And shout out to the hedgehog. The biggest thought there is out there.
Wow. Pretty good.
We all know Sonic is Anthem.
That's kind of the story of the game, right? I think it's like
I mean, his whole thing is rebellion. He's not a cop.
Yeah, there's some kind of like the reason Robotnik captures these animals is so he can like make money off of them or something.
Yeah, make them the war machines, like.
Yeah, some bullshit. I'm not 12 anymore. I can't remember. Did y'all know there was two Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons?
Oh,
so
yeah.
And they were both Sonic
one.
in both was voiced by Jaleel White, and the one was like, okay, so the one that came on like weekdays in syndication was like light and fluffy, and that's the one that always gets the memes, like the Sonic Says memes, like that's no good.
Yeah.
They're always eating chili dogs and all that shit. Now there was one that came on ABC on Saturdays though. It was like a dystopia. It was dark as fuck.
Yeah, I have a video for you, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop it.
It was just weird how like the tone was so different in these two cartoons with the same character.
Buddy.
Drop it in the chat, Scott.
Get ready to pierce the veil, buddy.
All right. Casino Night Zone.
Yeah, play it on here. Let's watch that.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
let me know.
Hell yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I'm pretty hopeful that things are moving. Things are changing.
They are changing.
This is a dank revolution that we're in right now. Oh, that ATL scanner. I guess if you follow us on Twitter, I'm pretty sure I retweeted it, but just let me know if you want it. But ATL scanner they put a link to their like police scanner shit. So get it while it's hot. If you want to listen to Atlanta police movements, I've been following them on on Twitter, and it's pretty informative.
Yeah, what's going on with all that?
Well, it's just like you get to know like what the cop movements are from night to night. Oh, and that's another thing. Like people are like, this isn't slowing down. Like it's only getting.
It's getting bigger.
People are out like every fucking night, and it's the greatest thing ever. And I'm just so ecstatic that this feels like an actual legit revolution. Like we're not going to go back to the way things were.
Oh yeah.
Actually, gonna do some shit, some radical shit.
All right, let's do it. Let's do this video.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh wow, it's 34 minutes long. That's a long video, Scott. That's a big video.
Comprehensive.
Let's get
what is this, dude?
Let's watch at least a little bit of it. It's Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Yeah.
I like him. He just did a pretty good stream this weekend. But okay.
I think I might have seen this.
That is a commercial.
On May 3rd,
I think I did watch this.
Paramount Pictures unveiled their first.
Is it about how like the idea that collectivizing we can get shit done?
People were
so mad about this.
It was just stupid. It just looked cynical. Like I remember seeing this in theaters. I'm like, why is Coolio playing? Why does he look like that?
Coolio was Sonic was Coolio?
No, they had for some reason in the original trailer they played Gangster's Paradise.
No shit.
So they're like, hey, you remember the '90s? That's what I call music.
I remember the '90s.
This was unprecedented. The first time a major film distributor had buckled
At least play
under
Weird Al.
pressure. But for others,
Damn.
this was
I don't
just
know.
Watching Sonic get tranked is a little bit traumatic.
Especially that weird one.
Did this need a movie though? Even at its current, like,
No,
I just don't
I
feel
mean,
like
capitalism demands it, doesn't
yeah,
it?
capitalism does it though. I don't. Capitalism
Yeah,
demands it. Nobody else.
If it can make a buck.
Tony the Tiger, for example.
I still haven't watched Detective Pikachu. I need to watch that.
I like that.
I would definitely be.
I heard that's good. Yeah, I have seen that. It's funny stuff.
Tony the Tiger is a fucking thought. You will,
Yeah, he got Rule 34.
No, you didn't get Rule 34. You were just like, I'll have sex with that tiger.
Oh, speaking of that, well, kinda. I just want to get done with this. Got some funny information to tell you.
And it's this world I want to talk about. But to do that, I think it's important to understand why Sonic was so
Sonic.
So, the year.
Did y'all ever play Sonic R? I didn't. I never owned a Saturn, but I remember playing it at Best Buy and being like, "The fuck is this?"
Finally beating Super Mario.
Yeah, we didn't have
Jake.
we didn't have the gear.
Nah, I didn't either.
That's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Mario, you gotta see what's going down at the mall, man. And when you
My buddy sold weed in high school, so he always had like money. And like we rented a Sega Saturn from like Blockbuster for the weekend, and I remember the Best Buy clerk. I mean the
Mikey Blue Hedgehog blazes across
Blockbuster clerk was like, "Oh, there's $100 deposit," and he just whips out like
Oh
a
my
crisp,
God.
like $100 bill. At, like,
Why would you just
13.
fucking buy a Sega Saturn though?
Because they were like $500.
Jeez.
No, they weren't $500. They were like $300 in like '94 money. So it's like a lot of monies.
Still, like Pony. I guess maybe it was a deposit, like a third.
Yeah, it was just the deposit.
Oh, okay.
Like to rent it was like $15 or something.
$20, yeah.
Yeah, like there was like $100 deposit.
Okay, I got you.
Decided to break Nintendo and Mario's.
Stop, Johnny. Damn.
This was a time when Nintendo didn't so much rule the console industry as much as they were.
Casino Night, man. Trying to get all the monies, all the rings.
While his 90s attitude
Those commercials were so fucking weird.
Isn't that the guy? That's the guy from something. He was in some show on
Those commercials were
PBS
so
I used to watch
fucking
called
weird.
Square One. It was
Yeah,
like a math comedy show.
yeah. Oh man, that Apple commercial was like before I was like an adult. Like I had not have any kind of like a formatted brain for that, but I remember how iconic it was.
introduced the world to a new kind of high-speed, momentum-based platform, which, if you got good enough at, would let you obliterate levels.
I mean,
The Sonic at its coolest is so cool. Like I don't know. There's something that's pretty fucking badass about that speed.
well, okay. So, I mean, I think it says a lot about the Sega Genesis to begin, like as a whole, like the Sega Master System. I mean, not, but the Mega Drive, depending on where you grew up in the world.
And it was such a
As a person who made the choice between, like, you know, I can only have one Sega or Nintendo.
Sonic wasn't
Like,
just
I chose the Genesis over the
Tough
Super
choice.
NES because Mortal Kombat had blood.
I had a Super Nintendo when we played Mario Kart and all the fucking Mario games. Like,
Well, and I can say this now, like years after the console war, like the Super Nintendo was definitely the better console. Like
I didn't know that
100%.
at the time.
Well, I mean, no, I didn't know at the time, but it's definitely better. But if I could describe this in like the Sega Mega Drive had more heart.
Yeah, no, that's
It took more. It's like that was Sega in a nutshell. They just took more chances. They did weird shit. Like even like their choice of sound chip. Like I'm really into the Genesis.
I think the graphics were fucking cool. I mean, they had that smooth kind of like, they had the way that they were able to kind of like make it seem like pictures like and things were solid in a way that Super Nintendo couldn't do. They had like it's almost like a 3D component. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
Sonic,
yeah.
Sonic was so much better objectively than Mario.
They also like
No,
That's like
because they had
marketing.
all that like Factor 8, that like FX chip bullshit, that like sprite scaling and stuff.
You didn't like that?
And Super Nintendo, and I'm saying that's Super Nintendo had like all that cool shit, like the sprite scaling and all that. Like the Genesis didn't have that. But it just had like, it was just funky to where like the Super Nintendo was very Nintendo-esque. It just didn't take chances.
it's marketed toward adults, like more like older kids.
Yeah. Oh, Sonic was definitely like the problem, like largely with Sega, was that they were a response. Like fundamentally speaking, they were a response to Nintendo. They were not their own entity in a necessary way. Like
That's not
everything
true at
was
all.
sort of like, you don't agree with me. That's
It's
cool.
100%
Like
false.
Sonic was like,
I think that Sonic was a response to Mario. I do.
Yeah, Sonic was, but that wasn't Sega's strategy as a whole. Like
Sonic
the
was just
Sega, what put Sega into the ground was they got too in front of their skis. Everything they did was a risk. Everything they did was a gamble.
Yeah.
And like
Nintendo-
they were trying to push technology in places where nobody was.
yeah.
And Nintendo, being like this traditional Japanese company, has always been play it safe, play it safe, play it safe.
Yeah. I think you're making my point for me. Like Nintendo didn't have to like go out of their way to compete, and Sega kind of thought that they did. Excuse me. If they'd had more confidence, there might have been a way that they could have sort of flipped it over. But the fact that Nintendo was kind of like always the default, it was kind of like always the ground of what was the expectation. And it still kind of is. I mean, like, I think it's different now because PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo are two. So it's almost like there's two worlds, right? Nintendo and Xbox. I'm sorry, Nintendo is in one world. Xbox and PlayStation are competing for like the other world. It's like Nintendo is just going to continue on the path, and they don't.
That
really
what you said right there is true. I think a better way to think about it is Nintendo. Sega was never trying to be Nintendo, but they definitely were trying to put Nintendo out of business.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the thing. But they were never trying to be Nintendo. I think a good
no.
analogy is like WCW versus.
That's exactly right.
WWF.
That's where I was going to go.
These are all sprites you're familiar with.
Like Sega is WCW. If you're talking about,
It's like they were rolling the dice. Like every fucking console release was like something crazy. Like,
I mean, the fact that they moved so quickly from Sega Saturn to the Dreamcast is just like such an indicator. Yeah, it was a flop, but it's also like an indication of their lack of confidence.
No, Nintendo did the same thing though. Like there wasn't a huge Wii U to Switch. They had a flop. They had a flop, and they felt like they had to come out with another console.
Yeah, the difference in Switch is good.
Wii U was fine. The Wii U was fine. It was the branding that was wrong.
The Dreamcast was fucking cool. I will say that, and I would also say that the
Gone.
What's up?
My dog.
I will say that the problem with the Wii U is the interface more than anything. What an unfriendly interface! Like a big giant honking controller that you can barely hold in your hand. I mean, that's the problem, right?
I never had one, but I mean, I knew people who did and all that. But there's so many technologies that like Sega got out in front of, and that's the thing with tech is that
they're absolute pioneers.
It's always so sad because whoever comes up with the tech usually goes out of business, and then somebody comes along and makes it better.
Yeah. It's almost like they have to fail in order for something better to come along. 100%. I agree with that.
I mean, I always tell the story of and anybody under the age of like 30 is not going to even know what the fuck I'm even talking about. But I always tell the story
We're all 30.
I say anybody listening to this, but I always tell a story of like the first time I ever pulled an all-nighter was I was staying the night over this kid's house and he had the damn Sega channel. And that was so crazy. Like I was like, what? Like I was just playing like it seemed like, oh my god, there's 30 games on here. That's insane. And then the next thing I know, it's like the sun's coming up. And what the Sega channel was, it was a modem. It was a service that you bought through your cable company. And it was a modem that they gave you, and it hooked into your Sega Genesis, and you could download games through your Sega Genesis. Now the Sega Genesis had no the RAM wouldn't keep. It does have RAM, but it wouldn't keep. So when you shut off the console, like the games can't save. But the idea that you had like all these games on your at your fingertips that took like, I think they took like 3 or 4 minutes to download each. It was just amazing. Like it was unbelievable in 1990s. It was just like they were just so far ahead of everybody else. They had virtual reality. Did you know that? There was a VR headset for the Genesis. Like it never was commercially viable. It did, but there's videos of people playing it because it wasn't commercially viable because it was obviously like 30 frames a second on, making people throw up.
I'm tweeting out the link.
For what? Sega channel? So you should
for us for our stream.
Oh, bring back the Sega channel.
Damn, if I could find that would be sick. That's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, my dude.
All right,
Bye, bro.
later.
Did you hear about that cop that that's why I was before I forgot. I'm sure we can go in like in depth like on an actual show. So apparently there was this cop that makes all these TikToks that thinks he's like a badass.
The TikTok cop.
Yeah, TikTok cop.
Horrible.
And he's got like a bunch of gym muscles. And he's like
pretty boy. Huh?
Yeah, and he's like, all you motherfuckers think you're bad. I should put that. I'm gonna find it and put it on there. But he goes, all you motherfuckers think you're bad, thinking about fuck 12. If you're I'm not shit with you can beat my ass if I didn't have a badge and a gun. He's like, I tell you what, we can make some kind of we can do a waiver where I'll put down my gun and badge and we can get in the ring and we can fight. How many of y'all think y'all want to do that?
Let's go. I'll do it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna fight. I'll fucking probably fuck this loser up.
Yeah, well, you probably get your ass beat. I'd probably get my ass beat too. I mean, he's got gym muscles. Gym muscles count for something. But
I'll tell you like this. I got like wrestler strength.
Sure. But you don't even need to do that though. That's the thing, because so he put out this video, and then the next thing you know, people are like, yeah, I'll fight this dude. And there was an NBA player who plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He put out a tweet. He said, whatever you want to do, boss man.
Hell yeah. Fuck him up.
How about this? How about a boxer who's on a legit undefeated boxer who's under Roy Jones Jr. Floyd Mayweather's Money Mayweather Promotions was like, he's like, I will fuck you up. He's like, I'm ready to beat the shit out of you.
Hell yeah.
So this guy made another video. He's like, oh, I had to get some things straight. I wasn't talking about black people or Antifa or BLM. It's like all you clowns. He's like, man, if you don't shut the fuck up. He was backpedaling. I'm gonna put that shit. I'm gonna put it on there.
That's some demonious sex shit, isn't it?
So good, dude. I was at work listening to this. I was like, I was having to hold back tears. I was laughing.
Oh my god,
hard.
that's so awesome.
Oh. Hold on, let me see if I can get.
Shot people.
See if I can log.
Oh, Sonic Unleashed is ridiculous. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking Sonic.
Oh yeah, when he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I never played that.
I think that's pretty cool.
Guys, let's make him
I hope I can log into Twitter from here.
But the low point of the entire franchise came in Sonic 06. A disastrous.
What a trash.
Oh, make sure you put my screen off.
Well, wait, your
Hold
screen?
on. I just want to make sure.
My screen's the one that's shaved. It's just your video.
Okay.
Sonic
What a
had
garbage!
never
What a
felt
garbage game though that 06 Sonic game was.
Is that the one where he tries to fuck a human chick?
I think that's the one. Yeah,
All right, that's real bad.
Describing the pattern
I think it was on the Wii. All right, yeah, because I worked at a video game store at the time. That was like when Mass Effect and like Assassin's Creed and like a lot of fun games were coming out, and that game came out. I was like, oh, I don't know about this game. You know? That was when Smash Bros. Brawl was coming out too, and that game was fucking cool.
That's a good game.
But I never had a Wii.
I think I bought one just for Brawl.
Do you still play?
Nah, I gave it to my little brother.
Ultimate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I gave it to my little brother.
you don't like it, or
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a fighting game, and I don't have time for all the fighting games. How do I do this screen thing? I want to post this damn
share your screen? You want to share screen?
Yeah, I will in a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, just let me know, and then I'll make it
Where's this
happen.
guy at?
I'll turn the video off.
You got
That kid is
this
so
cop guy.
freaking out, man. I do love his Mario.
All
Kart.
right, here it is. I found him.
All right, let me turn this off.
This guy's a fucking clown and a half.
All right, go ahead and just bottom share screen.
All right, wait. Host participant. Host disabled.
It's disabled.
Yep. Host disabled participant screen sharing.
All right, let me figure it out. One participant share. All participants. There you go.
All right.
All right, that should be better.
Yep. All right. See this tweet? Wait, can you hear it? No.
I can't hear it. You need to click.
Damn. Where's no audio?
Did you do share sound? You got to go back to it and
Oh,
undo it and share
God.
sound.
All right. I'm not into this Zoom.
It's complicated, man. Which one of you tough Antifa/BLM want to get into the ring with this cop?
You share. Where's this at? How do I share sound?
You need to unshare the screen and then redo it and
Alright.
share sound. There's a little bottom check corner in the left.
Oh man.
So unshare and then reshare.
Stop video? No.
No. Go to share screen, like unshare. No.
Oh, stop share. I see it now.
Yeah. Now reshare, and then when make sure when you do that, when you click share sound.
Okay. Share screen. Oh, share computer sound. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Like a Zoom boomer.
Hello. Okay, boomer. Yeah, there it is.
Here we go.
TikTok. So I just watched another video of some clown with a camera running his mouth to an officer. I think it was in New York, and calling him a bitch and a punk, and take that badge and gun off and let's fight. So here's my question. A lot of you clowns like to do that. Y'all really think we hide behind our badges and guns, and a lot of us obviously we can't.
Real deal Axelrod.
Can you hear it? Could you hear it when I was playing it?
I can hear it.
Oh, you could hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I can't hear you. That's what it is.
Calling him a bitch and a punk, and take that badge and gun off and let's fight. So here's my question. A lot of you clowns like to do that. Y'all really think we hide behind our badges and guns, and a lot of us obviously we can't fight. That's what y'all think, right? Okay, so how about if we come up with a system that the officer signs a waiver, you sign a waiver and put your camera down, we put our badge and gun down, and let's step in the ring. Let's see how many of you would actually sign up, since y'all, you feel like we're a punk behind our badges and guns. I'll sign a waiver. How many of you gonna step in the ring with me? I'll wait.
All right.
My first question is why we got to put the camera down?
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah,
What
that
are you
is very
scared of?
weird.
Like if you
That is really
why do you want me to
weird.
put the camera down if you don't want to get embarrassed, man? Like I'll keep the camera up. You're gonna fuck me up.
Yeah,
You do it
yeah,
on-
exactly.
Like come on, man. Fuck me up. Do it.
Like,
Oh, Bubba. Go, Bubba. Wait, no?
Oh.
Crimes committed?
well, no. So I gotta go back. We do one thing at a time, and I'll tell you about what. Oh man, where did that thing go? Well, anyway, let me play what. So as soon as professional fighters,
Yeah, real
I was
fight.
trying to find the tweet where the guy was just like, "I will wash you." He's just like, I'm ready to fight you, and he's like an undefeated professional boxer.
And
then
way
this
more
is what happened.
Let me state in my earlier video, I did not come out and challenge anybody. I definitely did not challenge black people. I did not challenge Black Lives Matter. I did not challenge Antifa. What I said was clowns. That means if you're not a clown and you're not one of the idiots that randomly just walk up to an officer because you're in your feelings and say, take off your badge and gun and I will beat you up. What I said did not apply to you. So I've been getting all kind of messages and friend requests and all that good stuff. Guys, listen, it's pointless. Okay, I'm getting all type of professional boxers that have been boxing for 300 years and decide, okay, well, because this cop said this, I want to fight him. And that's the wrong answer. If you want to fight me, that's because I did something to you. Right now, half of you guys are running off at the mouth because of what I do for a living, but you've never personally met me and I've never done anything to you, nor me. So if you want to get in the ring, make sure you have a valid reason besides what I do for a living. So let me state in my earlier video.
Oh my God! What
Was that not the dumbest thing you've ever
seen?
seen?
I've backpedal like that in my life before.
Dude,
oh my God!
But yeah, the NBA player was hilarious. He's like anything. He's like anything you want to do, boss man. Let's do it.
Oh my God, that is so good. Like you just like do an open challenge to all of the internet.
He said, I got guys who've been boxing for 300 years want to fight me. Well, yeah, you do that. That's what happens. To be honest to God, like if I'm gonna be serious about that guy, like
he's such a clown.
I want to believe he's not even a cop. I want to believe he's just like stolen valor guy.
Like a Blue Lives Matter fucking idiot, right?
Yeah, because like what department is like letting him run around and embarrass him like that? But cops be doing that shit though. Like we when I was in the police academy, we used to watch these videos during like fuck around time by Mike the Cop. He's a cop who does like TikTok videos that like thinks he's some kind of fucking like stand-up comedian.
Yeah, it's like the Eddie B of cops. Are you familiar with Eddie B at all?
Mm-mm.
He's like this guy who does like teacher shit, like teacher jokes. And he does like these kind of like crazy intense like videos of like, you know, he's funny. I think he's very funny. But he's sort of like administration be like, you know, like that kind of shit. Yeah. But he's like doing that as a cop, which is so fucking weird.
Just like what department is like cool with him just like making all these videos embarrassing the piss out of them? I just don't understand it.
That's some cuck shit, man. That's what it is. It's like he's into it. He's fucking into being a sub.
That's what I mean, his department should be like, well, his department should be like, well, like we can suspend you for making us look bad, or you can fight a fucking professional fighter. Your choice.
Just pick one. Erin!
There she goes.
Oh, she's not joining us. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Johnny, what a big sweetie. Yeah, man, I'm enjoying doing this though. This is pretty cool. So you got anything else?
That Bubba. No, I was gonna tell you about the
Bubba. Let's talk about Bubba.
What the FBI found was like that noose had just been there. In that garage, because you know that's not like his permanent garage. It's like the garage you get assigned to.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, that new, like we have evidence, video evidence that it's just a random noose hanging out in the garage.
That sounds pretty sketchy.
2000. I mean, I believe it. Like these fucking people, like since
Yeah,
like
nooses hanging around everywhere.
Yeah, they do. But they're gonna try to say, "Oh, Bubba faked this shit." But the thing was,
didn't take a damn thing
because Bubba didn't even see it. Daryl didn't even see it. Daryl didn't even report it.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of his crew members who did that shit. So
yeah, Bubba seems cool though. Like
he's cool. He's cool.
So what's up with NASCAR? So like Talladega.
I could tell you about NASCAR. What do you want to know about
all
NASCAR?
About it, man. I love listening about NASCAR. NASCAR is pretty like it's something. It's a world that I've kind of like dipped my toe into, but it's just not for me. But I'm definitely interested in like the shit that goes down there.
I mean,
does that make sense?
It's fast cars. If you like cars that are like loud.
Mm-hmm.
I
I like how you talked about it in the previous in the show that we did, how it had like its history and bootlegging.
Yeah,
It's we could probably like get into like some of the specifics of that at some point. That would be kind of fun, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's cool. It's like a cool excuse to drink. Like if you want to be around like cars that go really loud and like drink, it's cool. But like their fans are real shitty. I mean, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But I just trying to think of like what I talked about before. I mean, I do believe like 80% of this is NASCAR, like NASCAR not having the Confederate flag fly anymore. 80% of it is like NASCAR's dying and people aren't watching this shit because nobody wants to be associated with these hicks. And then like 20% is like, hey, let's like it just you know, my name's Bill France and I'm the president of NASCAR and I like to go to like open bar parties. You know, I like to go to open bar parties and like people will be like, oh, here's that motherfucker makes his money off of like toothless racist hillbillies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, I mean, that's what it is.
I don't know. There is a funny component. Like, I don't know, man. There is something cool about cars going fast. I don't know, man. Cars are pretty fucking cool. And like, there is like the history. And so like, I'm interested kind of in like the sort of Petty connection. That, so like Richard Petty, like who the fuck is he?
Richard Petty is a guy who's really old who used to race cars really fast, really well. He like wanted to. Is it why he was out there with Darrell Wallace? Is that what you don't understand?
He's like the Babe Ruth of car racing, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
I would
not
say.
Babe Ruth.
I mean, he didn't die in a car accident, in a car wreck like Dale Earnhardt did. So Dale Earnhardt will always keep that spot of like most popular NASCAR racer of all time.
So he's the Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, the reason why Richard Petty was out there with Bubba Wallace is it's as simple as like
he was alive. One.
Well, no. That's that. I'm not saying it's cynical. I'm not saying he doesn't like him or whatever. But Darrell Wallace drives for Richard Petty's racing team.
Right.
So that's his employee.
And he uses that number too, like the exact same number.
with the Petty blue. Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought that was like the nicest looking car out of all the cars, like when I was a kid. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on with any of that. I was like, man, that blue car looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm not going to say it's for everybody, but it is actually, it's one of those things like you can plan a Sunday around to be like, oh, this is really exciting. I'm going to watch this. Or you can just be like, you know, I'm going to take a nap and just have it on.
Yeah.
And it's cool too.
Totally. But like Talladega, though, like the race that happened this weekend is like one of the big ones, right?
Yeah. The reason why Talladega is like a big deal is because it's a super speedway. It's as simple as
what is the super speedway?
It's really long. I mean, and just the brass tacks on it, like to make it as simple as possible. It's really big and the straightaways are really long. So that means you can go really fast. So on a super speedway, the cars actually have to have what's called a restrictor plate on them, because if they don't have a restrictor plate, the cars will they'll be going so fast they'll lose drag.
Yeah.
And they'll actually just take off and start flying.
Yeah, and they literally would not be able to turn. Like they would not be able to turn when you get to the turns. Like it's just they'll be airborne essentially.
Now the inverse of that, the opposite side is Bristol. On racetracks who are just like so you don't have to have a restrictor plate because you're not going to be going. You're not going to fly away. But the thing what makes those so exciting is because it's so short. The cars are jammed. It's not like who's the best racer. It's more like Ben-Hur. It's like, can you survive this race?
Comparing it to Ben-Hur is actually a really good compare. I'm surprised we've been talking about NASCAR for so long, but I do find it to be a really interesting sort of situation. It is sort of our modern
it's a gladiator sport for sure.
Yeah, it's like the closest that we've ever had to that.
Yeah, that in UFC. And
that's the Coliseum as opposed to the Circus Maximus or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But like, first off, drawing those connections is fucking hilarious to me. I love it. but then also at the same time, the idea. First off, the idea that a car could go so fast that it would fly away.
Yeah.
That you need to put a plate over the engine is cool.
And it wouldn't, and like it's happened before. Like that's the whole reason they're on there. It's
Yeah.
not like they fly away in like a
The
beautiful
safety
way.
precaution.
They just like fly in the air and just spin upside down and kill
flying
you.
the wall and they crash.
Yeah, yeah. it's goofy, man. And that's like the idea of like, you know, you ever been tired after a road trip? Like, oh man, like I drove from New Orleans to fucking Atlanta. Like, man, it really took it out of me. So imagine doing that and like, you know, going 300 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? It's like those guys are athletes, man. And you're in like that fire suit, you know, and it's so hot and you're just pissing and shitting on yourself.
Wait, so they have like
they wear diapers.
They actually do wear diapers? I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm assuming, to be honest, like that they do wear diapers, but like the whole like pissing on themselves doesn't happen very often because these guys are sweating so much that they're probably just so dehydrated. They're not urinating.
That makes sense. I mean, like how long does the race go? Like 4 hours the most?
Yeah. 3.
I mean, like you can if you're even if you're hydrating and you're sweating and you don't have like they don't have air conditioning, they have open windows like flowing.
Well, there is actually you have air conditioning in your helmet.
Really?
But it's so yeah.
But
I mean, it's not.
But it's independent from the operation of the car.
Absolutely. So it's not. It's not like cool. It's just like to keep you from like passing out.
If you go to like to put it in Robert terms, if you go to Disney World and you get one of those like battery like AA battery powered neck sweat like things or whatever. That's what you have as opposed to you don't have any of the resources of the car going towards an air conditioning. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Because that would be a waste. That would be a drag on
Absolutely.
resources. Essentially, you would get less. You would essentially burn more gas. Like you know what? In a sense, like you could also view like race car driving as a pure like waste of resources, which you obviously can. Like the idea of that even existing is one, but also like in the sort of context of it is a management of resources exercise, if that makes sense too.
No, that's exactly what it is.
The best.
That's exactly what it is. There's something that people do, that teams do. It's called fuel math.
Yeah, I mean, if that wouldn't exist, that would be way more.
It makes it super exciting, like
nerd shit, like spreadsheet shit.
Yeah, it is nerd shit. It's exactly what it is. It's how that's what's so exciting about it. To be honest, it's the driver's driving on feel, and then like the team is all running on like nerd shit.
Yeah,
it's like all math nerd shit, and like oh the car feels a certain way, like oh the car feels a little bit sluggish or whatever, so literally they'll take duct tape and put it over the grill to stop airflow intake, and that'll make the car faster, but then that'll also make the engine, so it's how much tape can you put on this grill before the engine overheats.
Yeah, because you want the engine to be going as hot. You want to optimize how fast the engine can go without overheating.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's. I mean, look. You're like the more I talk to you about this shit, the more interesting like car racing seems to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a lot of skill and like a lot of luck. It's like a lot of gambling, to where guys are like.
It is a lot of money. Like if you have like Hendrick money or whatever.
Well, what I mean by gambling, I mean like the individual driver will be like, okay, they're coming in for, there's 10 miles left in the race, and we're in second place or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We just looked at the guy who's in first. He just came in and got 2 tires and a splash and go, which means he came in just long enough
for the guy
to like stick the gas can in and take it out. So he's gambling that
Oh my God.
their fuel math is enough to take them to the finish line. So it's like, oh, what do we have? What are we
BRB.
going to do?
BRB.
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep it alive.
I guess so. I'm just playing that Sanic. Hard to just talk. Sanic talk. I'm in Oil Zone right now. I don't know if you guys know what that's all about. I guess it's the Sonic Capitalist Zone. It's pretty close to the end of the game, though. This level used to give me fits as a kid. I wonder who's actually going to be listening to this because it feels weird. Like I'm doing I feel like a Twitch streamer right now. So here I am, guys. I'm playing Sonic 2. Keep those hearts going. And keep those bits. I need to pay for more gamer bathwater, so make sure that happens. But yeah, this game is not very hard. Play it on autopilot, obviously. Been playing it on autopilot. But this oil level really used to kick the shit out of me as a kid. There's something after this too. What is it? It's not you're not at the boss level yet. It's like City Zone or something. The music's like why am I trying to jump up this? This is not the way the game wants me to go, obviously. Oh shit, it's fucked up now. Yikes. I'm in the oil. Okay. Seahorses. This level goes on for way too long, and then there's too many levels to it. Like it's very vertical. Okay, I can go up this 7. See, I just came down here midnight. Oh, I remember this as a kid. There's something super fucked up here. Like somewhere I'm supposed to go. Is it this way? Oh, there's something and how crazy. Like 30 years. I still get stuck at the same place. Which means that like everybody must get stuck here. One of the few games where it's a time limit, but the time ticks up. That's Sanic. Which is odd. Nope, that's not gonna help me. Oh, my back's starting to hurt. See, this is not the way I'm supposed to go. See, I've already been here. Go up instead. Don't want to fall. All right, found this thing. Taking there. I feel like I've been here. But there are rings, so that's a good sign. No, I don't want to go. Mother. What's that? Oh. Oh, I feel like I'm at the boss. You could kill this guy if you would. Ooh, dirtbag. Oh, it's laser thing. I forget how it works. Just duck it. shoots 3 times. Okay, asshole. This guy just bounced up and kill him. It's that simple, folks. We out. Well, I bet you Jeff's not going to come back. And I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's Star thing. God damn it. Oh, I got crushed. How that thing? Oh man, I should go. I gotta figure out where tomorrow. I don't even know. Oh, that's cool. Oh, come on. What's that? You suck. Mm. Well, I guess I'm gonna sign off because I don't know what's going on. Let me get out of here.